Alright, in this video, let's talk about limerence. What is limerence? L-I-M-M-E-R-E-N-C-E. Limerence is a funny word. It's that feeling that people get at the beginning of a relationship that they think is love. You know, oh, I'm in love, I'm in love. Well, it's not necessarily your fault that you get into that feeling. That's something that Mother Nature set up to get people, to help them to propagate the species, so to speak. But the thing is that this limerence, this feeling, wears off after about 18 months. So you cannot rely on this to, you can't rely on it to last. So you need to be focused on friendship and a sense of soul unity. Those need to be the primary things. Sure, use attraction to go up and talk to people. I mean, let's face it, generally, not always, but perhaps at least 50-50 to 75% of the time, a woman that's attractive takes care of herself. Maybe not always, maybe not always. Maybe some women are just kind of given this gift and they just take it for granted. But I think in a lot of cases, women that are healthy and taking care of themselves are attractive. So maybe your odds are better of going up and talking with them. You should. Just making a note. You should go up and talk to as many women as you can. You should overcome your fear of chatting with women. Get used to being social and realize that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be like a millionaire, trillionaire. You don't have to be at a certain spot. You know, our Heavenly Father loves us unconditionally. He sees the path that we're all on, and hopefully we're doing the best that we can to improve every day. But if we're not, maybe that's okay too. But we can't be on it every day. There are some days maybe we need to take a break. We need to rest. But as long as we're doing our best every day to advance our life, that's a good thing. But we have to realize again that this limerence will wear off. So we need to have a friendship and a sense of soul unity there, because those are the real things. That's the real meat and potatoes of a relationship. That's what's going to carry people through a marriage. Because in a marriage, there's going to be challenges. There's going to be job losses. Heaven forbid there's going to be job losses. There's going to be sleepless nights with kids. There's going to be, there's the 9 months of pregnancy, and then, maybe a month or two of healing after that for the mom. You need to be able to have, be celibate through that time. As a man, you need to be able to learn how to control your sex force. So these are very important topics, and you can't be having sex all the time. So this feeling of limerence, this newness of a relationship, just realize that a lot of that is, it's you haven't come up against an issue that the two of you are really diametrically opposed on. I'm not saying that you can never have an argument in your relationship, but it's not really realistic for two people to agree on absolutely everything. That's kind of the fodder for sitcoms and things like that. The reality is that it's going to be impossible for two people, number one, of separate genders. Men think differently than women, and women should not expect men to think like women. Neither should men expect women to think like men. That is a huge challenge in a relationship. Just making a note. That's a huge challenge in a relationship, and you shouldn't expect. As a man, don't expect your woman to think like you. Don't expect her to do the things that you do. Realize what things are masculine, what things are feminine, and you as a man do the masculine things. I think one of the biggest travesties, the biggest failures I see in America as a nation is these women out in their front yards cutting their grass with a lawnmower. Nothing could say failure as a woman more than being out there cutting your grass. I know there are some women that really like to cut grass and they get a really good sense of accomplishment from it, but if you don't have a man in your life, or if you have a man in your life and you're cutting your own grass, there's something terribly wrong with your relationship. If you don't have a man and cutting your grass, that could be worse. You could just be a frog farmer. You could be a woman who doesn't understand men and acts in such a way to push good men out of their life. That biblical concept of the woman who tears down her house with her hands instead of building it up with her hands. You don't want to be that woman. So it's really important that people realize that friendship and a sense of soul unity are important. And of course, the two of you should have a shared spiritual view. And hopefully, Christians, I think Christians should be marrying Christians, although the non-believer sanctifies, or the believer sanctifies the non-believer. Still, it's better, I think, if both parties to a marriage can agree on their relationship with God. So that's it for this video. Again, visit beyond-dating.com to get a free electronic copy of the Sex Education You Never Received. If you want to just buy a copy of it, a hard copy, it's available on Amazon. I should put the link in the show notes below. I will do that. I haven't done that yet. So yeah, you can cut straight to the chase and buy this book there. So that's it for this video. As always, enlighten me honors enlighten you. Peace.